Candyman. It's like if you say Biggie Smalls in the mirror 3 times, I better play the intro. Bam!
Welcome to the place to be reviews. Not Big Daddy, it's regular Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is he, it is me, PWDE from the Place to Be Reviews, right here with all of yous on this Wednesday evening, episode number 21 of Going Rogue. Wait for it. The Fandom Menace People's Champion. I got my voice back. There we go. Thank you all for joining us, man. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Place to Be Reviews brings to yous Going in Raw. No, Going in Rogue. Going Rogue. One of those shows. I don't know. It's good to be back on Wednesday nights, though. We've got superfan Adam Shawhan in the house. Angelus Draven. Hail to you, gentlemen. Fun University. Hello, ladies, and F you all. One of my favorite names. Frank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan is up in here. How you doing? Keely Chow. The Fandom Menace Ultron. There are no strings on me. There you go. Brutal Morningwood. Hail to you, brother. Hail to you. And let me introduce to you. I'm going to take this off right there. Show off my cool avatar. Oh, Admiral Tiberius is in the house. That's a name I have not heard in a long time. The Hiju himself. The Hiju Hammer, baby. Welcome back, Admiral Tiberius. Good to see your name in the chat, old friend. Let me introduce to you this evening's panel. We have one of our guests still on the way. She will be here shortly, though. But first, I give to you the lady with the best avatars in YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, Lola Meatz.
What up?
Thank you for joining us this evening, Lola.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to the channel. I think it's your first time on the channel, isn't it?
It is as a panelist. I'm usually
usually in the chat. Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us this evening.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And next, ladies and gentlemen, Vassy Reviews.
Hello, sir. Good evening, good morning for me.
Yeah, good morning.
Bright and early here in Ireland, yeah.
And I have to say, Vassy is rapidly becoming a very finely tuned specialist at reviewing a certain company's films. You're an asylum specialist, and that's not something that too many people readily admit.
When I put up one of the reviews, there was 2 other people on the internet had already reviewed this movie. So I feel I might be the official asylum reviewer. If they want to make me that, I'm perfectly fine with that decision. But yes.
Yeah, like I said, and as I've said to you before, you should get that on the merits of your accent alone. I'm gonna pay you to do the. I'm gonna start paying you to do voiceover work. I think. It's like it's a Place to Be Reviews production in cooperation with Vassy Reviews, featuring Vassy Reviews and none of me. I'll just be like, and this was a video, and just let you do the rest.
I'll do the Irish headquarters for the channel.
Oh, Nano Reaper's in the house. He says, Asylum makes quality films better than Disney. Well, I can't disagree with you there, honestly.
That's a fact.
It really is. I mean, look at what Disney. Well, it's funny too because some of these new Marvel films, in particular, real quick before we get into our first topic, Shang-Chi and the Eternals might not be released in China, which is something that I'm sure shocked Disney because that they were like, oh, China's going to eat Shang-Chi up. That's the way Disney thinks.
Isn't it funny though as well? This is probably off topic, but with the lead actor's name escapes me, but it sounds strange, but his looks are not deemed what is good looking for China. He doesn't meet the Chinese standard of beauty, as we might say. So they actually picked the wrong actor. I remember I read a thing from there was a Chinese blogger, and he's called Plain. They've no interest. They've no interest in him. They've no interest in this movie, which is funny. Really.
It is. What's it? Simu Liu?
Simu Liu, that's it. Yes.
Yeah. I probably pronounced it wrong. I apologize. But yeah, he's the main actor in that. And yeah, it's like, I heard that. I was like, yeah, he didn't meet I was like, wow. Yeah. That's a punch in the gut. Like, yeah. You know, it's like, because I don't know if he is I don't know if he is Chinese, is he? Or
Asian American.
Easy. Okay. I was saying, I'm not sure of his exact, background, but I was like, that's pretty harsh. Okay. And the Eternals, obviously, because China doesn't go for the LGBT stuff, and Marvel has been propping the Eternals up on the precipice that it's the first openly gay relationship with two of the characters, that is.
And it's funny with the Eternals. I follow comic book stuff. I have no idea what that thing's about. I have no idea who the characters are. I have no interest. So who is, though? Because when I watch this on Twitter, well, I get most of my news on Twitter because I just sit on it all day. But like no one else cares. So where's the audience? Who's watching this stuff? Because it's not me, and it's not anyone I know. So it's just why are you betting on to pay for this, Disney? Is what I want to know.
Yeah. Who told you that? Who told you that this was a good idea? Let me say hello to M. Dastardly. He says, "Hail, brother, from the top of the cage." On the top of the cage, brother. And pursuing paranormal, Cody. We got to get you on the channel. Cody's a very old friend of the channel. He used to have a channel called Goober Brothers Entertainment. He was a member of the Boardroom, which was the first Wednesday night show here in the channel, which we rotated between Goober Brothers, Raiders of Lost Flicks, and there were four of us, but we had three of us that would rotate it to our channels. So and he's got a new channel rebranded, Pursuing Paranormal. Cody, you can I need to wrench you so you can post your link in the chat, or just drop it to me in a DM and I'll post it for you, because I don't know if you're wrenched. So yeah, China is a very fickle market, and Disney is finding that out rapidly.
Isn't it? And they don't like the issue, like with Mulan. Mulan is my favorite Disney princess. I love everything about that film, and they still managed, after appealing to that audience, they still hated it. Like, you destroyed a classic for an audience which had no interest in it. It's just mind-boggling. I don't understand the business decisions at this stage.
No, yeah. And then they put the. Did you see that last comment that Keely Chow made? He said the WWE and Universe have Becky Lynch. We have Vassy.
Defo.
I'm gonna make her. We'll make an intro video for her with Becky Lynch's music when she comes back over the show.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, that Mulan thing. I actually talked about that in one of my videos the other day, and I couldn't understand why they felt the need to remake that, and then having the optics of the main actress back the oppressive police in Hong Kong was like, ooh, is that really a good look you want to have, Disney? Is that the family friendly thing you're trying to do?
I stopped supporting Disney a while back, like when they just started turning everything way too woke. Mm-hmm. Because it's supposed to be like something for kids too, right? And I don't want to expose my kids to what they're putting out there.
Yeah, And they do a lot of advertising for that on even Disney Junior, because my son used to watch Disney Junior. And I saw some commercials for some certain groups on there, and I'm like, I don't need my 5-year-old being indoctrinated like this. I'm like, nope. So we're not watching Disney anymore, bud. So
I got a bone to pick with Disney, actually, because we canceled our Disney Plus. And it was through, like, we have a Roku TV.
Yep.
And so it was through Roku. And, like, they were telling us it was through Hulu. But Hulu was saying that we didn't have it through them. It was, like, this whole big thing. And, like, they're still charging us for something we canceled.
See, and a lot of them are shady like that. You'll cancel it, but they'll be like, oh, there was a glitch in the system. There was an error, and we're sorry it didn't go through. We'll credit you, and then they never credit you, and then you have to argue with them. And they're like, we can string you out long enough to where you'll just give up.
Yeah, and you just keep paying for a service that you don't want.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why I'm glad I don't pay for it. It's in Mama's name. My mom's like, I want it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you know what, Mom? I'm like, you've beat cancer 3 times. You're on oxygen. I'm like, do your thing, whatever you want. That's the only reason I went to see Rise of Skywalker in the theater, was because that would be the last Star Wars movie I could ever go see with my mom, because she took me to see Return of the Jedi when I was 3 years old. So we went to see it, and I felt bad because within 3 minutes of the movie starting, I sat up in my seat and I said, Mom, I'm going to be frank with you. I'm going to be really high when we go see this, because I'm going to get mad. And I leaned up, and within the first couple minutes, I was like, motherfucker, out loud in the theater. And my mom just put her hand over her face. Was like, oh my God, my 40-year-old son or 39-year-old son's getting kicked out of the theater. But that's
sounds like something I would do to my mother.
Yep, that's she knows what to expect from me. Hail Phoenix Animation. Well, should we do the thing and get into holy shit news?
Definitely.
Oh, and this was a segment that we started. It was just a joke, But we've got an official bumper. So here we go.
Holy shit!
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know. Were you thinking, holy shit, a swordfish almost went through my head?
Holy shit! Holy shit!
And all the assholes want us to shit all over everything.
Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
And here we are, smokinggun.com, our first item on the docket for Holy Shit News. Cops. Woman said she called in casino bomb threat as a way to blow off steam after slot machine losses. There's a typo in there, but it's steam. And so she called in a bomb threat because she lost at the slot machines. Is this for your first time? You never gambled before, I take it? Because, I mean, this is not the face of someone who's been lucky, as far as this is not a happy person right here. She is not a happy woman. But a bomb threat, that's stunning.
Over $400? Seriously?
Well, you figure it was probably like her disability check or something,
I mean, come on. That's crazy.
Is it like I know Florida man is a thing, but is Florida woman a thing now as well? Because seems to be coming out of Florida.
Yes.
You have to be diverse.
Of course, at all times.
It's an odd game of one-upsmanship and one that they play in Florida. So this is Adele Belizaire, not to be confused with Adele that set fire to the rain. This is the one that wanted to blow up a casino.
Dad joke, awesome.
I just thought we were color swapping Adele these days.
I was like, did we race swap Adele? Yeah. I don't know. Hang on a second. Hang on. Like I said, I'm not a big Funko Pop guy, but I swear I have her Funko Pop already. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
It's
Louise
not Wheezy.
Jefferson was way better than this.
It's not Wheezy. It's not Wheezy. It's not Wheezy. Let's see. So, well, can she be Florida Henderson from, was that, shit, what show was that? Never mind. I'm going on a cutaway. So she's 54. She used her own cell phone to call in the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. I left a bomb in your casino. Cops say she phoned in her threat while in a Clearwater Beach hotel. She's a member of the Hard Rocks Players Club Rewards program. Her phone number was in the casino records, leading to an identification of the suspect. Oh.
This is like a case of the dumbest criminal ever.
That hurts. Like, that is mind-numbingly, like, oh. Oy vey. Oy vey. Belizaire, the complaint reports, said she became upset after losing around $380 on the slot machines, noting that she has anger issues, and confessed the bomb threat as a way to blow off steam. Oh, wow.
I wonder if they sent her a social worker.
This might be such a stupid question. Is that like, are bomb threat things normal in America? Because that's like pretty normal here. As like bizarro as that sounds, because of the IRA that we have, that's normal for here.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you, but if you didn't say it, I was gonna say, is it because of the IRA? Tell me it's because of the IRA. I want to be right about this. I was
wondering.
Like, it's pretty normal. Like, even with I know that the troubles in the north are over, but they're still like a major part of the country. So like we have the army. The cops don't do that here. The army's called in to do it, but they're out a lot. You see them regularly, especially in like the city center and stuff.
Oh, geez. Yeah. That's it happens here. It really does. It's my kid's school got put on lockdown this morning. We got a text.
Wow.
Yeah, before he even went to school. But it was nice because I pulled in, and I know a lot of the cops, and especially the excuse me, the liaison officer. But there was a county sheriff and a state trooper covering the front and rear of the school. So it was okay. So I went into work today because I worked at the school. I went in and worked at lunch, and because they weren't sure if we were going to have the kids outside at recess, if it was still, the threat was still, active, which they had neutralized it by 11:30 this morning, and I dropped him off at school at like 7:50. So
that's terrifying. Jesus.
Yeah. we've done lockdown drills in the school for like active shooters and all that. So yeah, it's And yeah, I'm always the one that volunteers to stay out in the hallway.
This is why I homeschool. Just saying.
And my son goes to a very, very private, I'm proud that we put him in a very private school. It's exclusive. It's a very small, select school. But it was the threat was at the public elementary school, so they locked down all the schools in the area.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and that the other elementary schools it's like a 6-minute drive of each other. So, and the high school's in the middle of them, in the middle school. So, yeah, they're all within like a 6-mile radius.
Do they do like lockdown drills with the kids, like a fire?
Yes.
Escaping? Oh, wow. Oh.
We had I'm don't know if I'm proud to say that. Yeah, we've put, my son is 5 years old, and him and his classmates and the whole school is K through 8, and they've had 2 active shooter drills this year.
Oh, the poor babies. Oh.
Yep.
Do they have like armed guards and all that stuff?
No. They have
metal detectors?
They're supposed to have a liaison officer. The doors don't open without you. You have to be buzzed in. They don't open without you being buzzed in. So, and the church that's connected to it is like you can't get in without. It's like you have to have like a ram to get into it, into the school from the church if you don't have a key. So, but yeah, it's secure. But usually, like, when I'm working there, I'm the only man in the building except for the father, the priest. So, yeah, there's only like 6 teachers, and like there's like 12 staff members in total, plus the priest. So, yeah, it's kind of frightening.
We have that in I'm not from a nice area, Dublin, so our schools have like lockdown doors and stuff. And when you're the designated pickup person, like the child does not get handed over unless you're the designated pickup person. It's because the area is so bad. But there's like bars in the windows and stuff. I'm used to that, and then I tell like my friends I went to nice schools, and it's like, oh, your window's open. That's nice.
Yeah, the area where I live, it's a smaller city. It's relatively safe. There's never many like major issues. But yeah, it's just with that, an active threat today, and it turned out to be a kid made a TikTok video and was upset with a classmate.
Dude, TikTok. See, I told you guys, TikTok devil.
I don't mess with that. I don't mess with TikTok at all.
No comment. I'll just go ahead over here in shame.
Do you have a TikTok?
I tend to like the babies of TikTok, when like people do the little TikTok videos with their babies or
cute.
Like their pets.
Yeah.
Or the Christian TikToks. I go for the Christian TikToks.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Twitter. You have to find the little.
You just find a niche area to kind of stick around.
Yeah. Like if it gets too woke, then I'm like, nope, scroll on.
Oh, woke TikTok. Can't we have anything nice?
No.
No. Thanks, Vassy.
No,
Thank
so.
you. We can't.
They do have a section of TikTok that are like long-haired men with big muscles, and I do go for that one. So
the good kind of TikTok.
She's talking about Are you talking about Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew
Everyone
it.
likes Jason Momoa.
Hey, I'm man enough to admit, he's a good-looking dude. I'm. What did you say, Admiral Tiberius? Peter's substitute, part 11, killer kosher. Oh, I can do any kind of wedding, any denomination. I've done wedding. I did a wedding in a hot tub. I've done weddings at country clubs. It's always fun to see what wedding I get. If you could dodge a moil, you can dodge a ball.
Wedding in a hot tub?
Yeah, I performed a wedding in a hot tub. The night of the wedding, I performed at the country club for a biker and his girlfriend. They were drunk.
Classy. I like it.
They were drunk, and he had his cut and everything. I was like, okay. I'm like, they were cool. We were sitting there drinking beer with them, and they asked me what I did. I said, well, I'm a professional wrestler. I work in finance, and I'm a minister too. And he's like, really? And his girl's like, so you can marry us right now? I'm like, yeah. He tells me, he's like, shut up. I'm like, yes, sir. And then about 3 beers later, he felt bad for telling me to shut up. He's like, so you could really marry us right now? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I can marry you. All we have to do is get the paperwork and make it legal on Monday morning. So I did a wedding for him, and I was like, here's my number, my fax at the office. I said, if you want to make this legit, I was like, we can file all the paperwork. I said, but if you guys just want to, say you got quote unquote married and have fun with it and buy some rings and not worry about all the legalese, I'm like, you have my blessing too. I said, and we won't do any paperwork. I never got any paperwork from them, so
of course,
they didn't seem like the paperwork type.
Nah.
It was free of charge. They just bought me a couple beers, and I was fine with that. I was like, nice. You're fine.
But
You're fine.
have you done one in a Walmart?
I have not. I've done one in my living room wearing sweatpants and a Bob Ross t-shirt at 9:30 at night and dropped an F-bomb during the ceremony because I was drunk.
Excellent.
You're like the perfect ordained minister for a wedding.
Oh, yeah. I've had one where the bride's mom threatened me if because she knows me. She goes, I said, I won't, I promise. I said, I know exactly what you're going to say. I said, I won't, no jokes, I promise. So, Yep, I had to be serious, and and that was one of the receptions. I never even went in the hall. I sat out with, because I knew the bartenders. I sat at the bar for 2 or 3 hours and just drank with them, and then went home and drank a bottle of wine with my mom. I was like, I gotta leave. Pastor Pete's got to go home. I said, it's time to drink a bottle of wine with mom, because I was living quite a ways away at the time. And I'm like, I ain't gonna make it there, but my mom's house only a couple minutes away. I'm like, this is where I'm going. So here's our second holy shit news item of the evening. Anyway, woman busted for ground beef battery. Attack occurred in a Walmart potato chip aisle. Carne molida de res.
Does everything happen in Walmart? I've never been, and I want to go because everything seems to happen in Walmart.
Oh,
everything crazy and out of this world that you could think of happens at a Walmart.
I need to go. It feels like the place to be.
Oh, it is especially where I live. Let's just say it's not the finest finishing schools on the Eastern Seaboard type people that are frequenting this establishment. I saw something once that it made me never want to touch another Blu-ray disc there with a case on.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was frightening. Wow, I mean, when you're let's just say there was somebody popping somebody's zits on their back while the other one was thumbing through Blu-rays. And me and my wife walked by him, and I was just like, "Oh my God, give me hand sanitizer! I don't care what I've touched, just give me hand sanitizer." And this is pre-pandemic stuff.
Oh no!
That's the kind of stuff it's like, and you walk by people, and when you smell them, you can kind of taste it a little bit, and it tastes like salty garbage. Like that's the kind of that it's like this.
Hey, and you look like if I touched you, you'd be sticky, and frankly, you smell bad.
I mean, that's yeah.
I mean, it's very true. Walmart is like it's a hell of its own making.
Yes.
It sounds like a magical place.
It's like Disney World on crack.
Oh, it is. It's on meth. It's not crack. Where I live, it's meth anyway. I mean, it may vary by
would be here too.
It varies by location, but yeah, I'm sure where I am, it's meth, and they're all just like out. I love when you hear, "Hey, come on out!" It's like, oh my God, no. There's one with no teeth. Yep, I can always tell.
The battle call of the toothless.
Hey! It's like, oh Jesus, it is. It's frightening. Then you have like the Walmart 500 when you see like 3 or 4 of the Amigos. Like, I want to walk around with my phone and follow somebody on one and play the Benny Hill music.
Oh, jeez, imagine.
Oh my God. That would be hilarious.
Yes, Vassy, you need to experience.
Record it.
She needs to experience Walmart.
We have like I know you guys have Lidl and Aldi, and like here it depends on where the store is situated. It'll get that bad, but like Aldi and Lidl aren't like that. They're not supposed to be like that. It's just lunacy. You'll have like a mass brawl in Aldi because 2 families ran into each other and they don't like each other. And then like we have our cops are called the guards, the Gardaí. And then they never have enough squad cars, and then there's just a mass brawl in the middle of the Aldi car park, which is fantastic to watch if you need something to do in the afternoon. But
oh my God, that actually sounds fun. Like,
yeah,
I've seen some hilarious things. Like, there's this little bar, hole in the wall bar, and like I said, I grew up in a town with more cows than people, it's only about 10 minutes. My parents still live in the house I grew up in. I went out there when I was about 21 years old to this bar with this girl I was seeing, and we walked out, and there was 2 people that were probably, I would say, they were 60 years old if they were a day, having sex on concrete steps, like 3/4 naked at like 2:30 in the morning. So we all walked back in the bar and out the other exit.
Oh no! What are your eyeballs must have been bleeding? What do you even do?
That was 20 years ago, and I still haven't forgotten that night.
Just now flashbacks.
You're like, I didn't know people could do that.
It's like,
oh no!
Wait, how are you not breaking your hip?
Oh no. Oh no.
How is she been that way?
Yeah. I'm like, what? You shouldn't set your dentures over there.
Oh god.
Did somebody take a leg off? Oh my god.
Did they survive? I want to know.
It's one of those things. It was like we left the season finale on a cliffhanger and never went back and revisited it.
But here's the thing: if one of them had died during the moment, they would have died happy. So.
Oh yeah,
True.
Been like the old man in Clerks.
I mean, that's the way to go, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Trust me. That's I'm trying to plan on it. Problem is, my wife's got to cooperate.
That little factor.
Yeah.
Like,
you know,
get an agreement, guys.
It's like, look, I know you know how much I'm worth, deed. So let's just end this now. So May 13th, responding to a report of a disturbance in the potato chip aisle of a magical place called Walmart in Ohio, which is Michigan's basement. I do love the Buckeyes, though. Police Tuesday arrested a Cleveland woman for allegedly striking a female victim in the face with a 10-pound log of ground beef.
Oh, girl.
The confrontation at the store in South Euclid, a Cleveland suburb, involved two women, Monica Garner and Precious Jackson. Be an adult? Okay. Who once lived in the same duplex. Oh, God. Do they have the same baby daddy? There, I said it. I'm sorry. Who was battered with ground beef? Jackson, who was battered with the ground beef, previously secured a protection order against the 25-year-old Garner. I'm going to guess there was a man involved in this initially.
Of course.
According to police, when the pair spotted each other, Garner threatened to beat up Jackson, as well as her 7-year-old daughter, who was with Jackson at the Walmart. Oh, God. Garner, cops say, pulled down Jackson's mask and attempted to spit on her. When she missed the target, Garner reached into Jackson's shopping cart and removed a prepackaged meat log, which she then used to strike the victim a couple times in the face.
It's like one of those Nerf bats.
Yes.
I mean, maybe they just misunderstood the situation and really they just thought they were, having a sword fight.
I'm going to beat you in the face with my meat. Have a meat log, Precious.
Well, if it was over a man, she could have been like, oh, you thought you were getting something. Well, here's something.
Yes. Right? Be creative with it.
I can't believe she's trying to beat up a 7-year-old.
Right?
That's a baby. What's wrong with you?
Is it me or does she kind of look like the Gorilla Glue girl? Like with that, look at, you know what I'm saying? Look at the top of the hair.
I still can't get over that Gorilla Glue thing. Like, that blew my mind, honestly.
Yes. Oh, trust me. That's some severe mental issues.
I could say what she looks like, but it might get me in trouble, so I'm not going to.
Oh, this is great. In the weapons used section of a South Euclid Police Department report, the ground beef is described as a blunt object. The meat log, seen in the above police photo, retail for $22.
Good Lord.
That is expensive.
It is. They're not that much here. Well, they might. I don't know. They might be now. Pictured it right. Garner, who was shopping with her 5-year-old child, was arrested for she had her 5-year-old with her.
What is she teaching her child right now?
Exactly.
That's like the worst kind of parenting right there. Oh, I can't stand when women do stuff like that.
She has a history of violent behavior.
Surprise.
Subject of multiple active arrest warrants.
Oh, classy lady.
She's a lady. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And you want to know why the cycle never stops?
No.
Why it just continues? Because this is what we keep, they keep teaching their kids that this is okay.
Oh, trust me, it's bad because you would like to think that parents wouldn't be like that around their child, but I mean, it's just what would possess you? The 5-year-old set her up. Oh, here we go. Blame it on white supremacy. Blame it on white supremacy.
No, it's not a black or white thing because white people do this stuff too.
Oh, trust me, where I live, it's pretty much all white, and yeah, I've seen some of the wrong one. I've seen some of the worst inhumanity at various times, and it's just like, oh my God, like how who lets you have a kid? You know, it's like you should have, honestly, like I'm not in favor of government control over anything like that, but it's like sometimes I feel like the government should be able to say who can and can't breed based on just basic IQ. You know?
Like the poor kids will probably think like they need to hate that other child, and then they're probably
Yeah.
end up fighting, and they're so close in age as well.
Right.
It's that cycle. It's just that cycle that continues.
Yep.
Like these kids will grow up and that's how they'll behave. And then they'll teach their kids that. And like nobody's stopping that cycle.
No, because the people that are perpetuating it don't know any better because that's how they were raised. It is, you know, and that's the way it is. It's like it's a horrible, vicious cycle too, and it's so damaging to a kid. Like that ruins a child for life, especially if they're, you know, if it goes past a couple years. You know, the damage is done at that point.
Like they probably think like they're probably used to violence, and then the cops are showing up, so then they probably hate the cops, and then they have this whole more spiraling, continuing like.
That's about it too, honestly. What's up, Tony? I see Clown World Review in the chat.
Tony.
He said, "Wait, where's this first one? Where's this first one?" He said, "Hi, I'm white." There, wait. The chat jumped on me. Stupid chat. Charges dropped against teacher for busted for spraying students with aerosol disinfectant.
How I know it would be Florida? How did I know? I'm getting this now. I'm seeing the link.
Are you seeing the? Do you see the pattern?
I see the pattern. It's Florida.
It's all
Vassy, have you decided that if you ever come to the States, like you're not going to Florida?
Oh no, I'm going to Florida. That's the first stop.
I'm going to Florida and I'm going to a Walmart there.
Defo.
She's like, I'm gonna risk it all.
Yep. Go to Pinellas County. That's like a lot of like I used to do a Florida segment on my radio show, and it basically everything was from Pinellas County at one point or another. For like a week straight, I had like 5 to 6 stories. I was like, this is like a gold mine down there.
It's just anarchy, is it?
It would seem as though, you know. I'm surprised Georgia hasn't built a wall along the border yet.
I need to go to these places.
We've been trying to build that wall for a long time, Etep.
It's not working.
No.
I've been sending Legos down brick by brick, but I'm sick of stepping on them. I have an entire Lego city on my kitchen counter. My wife like hates me because me and the kid just keep adding buildings to it. She's like, stop building and adding. I'm like, we can't stop. We can't stop.
I took a whole summer and built an enterprise from Mega Blocks.
Nice.
No, I will never do that shit again.
Oh, we've got the Razor Crest. Right now it's screen accurate because it's in 1,000 pieces. We got it for Christmas and haven't had time to put it together yet because it's like a 6.5-hour project. And fingers crossed we'll be moving soon. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and say that I hope we get this house. So
fingers crossed.
Yes. We're going to look at one Monday, and it's like everything we need. So and still room to builds, which is what we need to do too. There's some things we need to add on, but yeah, it's like it's nice. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that one. But anyway, back to Florida, and a school teacher. Charges were dropped. The prosecutor decided they will not pursue criminal charges against a school teacher who allegedly sprayed 4 teenage students with aerosol disinfectant because they were not wearing their mask properly. Oh God, she's one of those.
Is that assault in the US?
It's basically it's aggravated assault. It's basically akin to like spitting on someone.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, in a pair of court notices, Christina Hale Restar was charges were dropped since facts and circumstances revealed they do not warrant prosecution. She's worked at the Largo, Key Largo, Montego. Ooh, I wanna spray you with disinfectant spray.
If the Beach Boys only had that song.
Please, please put your mask on right, or I'll spray your face. You know, I mean, it's just this is scary. I'll never sing again, I promise. Restar was arrested in January following a bizarre incident at the high school where she's worked for 18 years. She teaches math. She used a can of Claire disinfectant to spray directly into the path of the face and body of 4 students, and she said they weren't wearing their mask properly, and she intentionally approached the students to spray them.
I'm not even a mom.
Like, I'm shocked we're not reading an article where at least 2 of them held her down and the other 2 like sprayed her with it back.
You know, that's kind of surprising from a U.S. school.
What are they teaching these kids these days?
Especially in Florida. I expect more from my Florida youths.
Right?
Be better.
Right? Right?
Sing more. Punch her in the face.
Wait, Johnny Cage says, you'll be moving? No. The Lego City is going. I'll be able to move basically room by room, hopefully. So I won't have to pack everything and unpack. It'll just be little by little. So Lego City will be transported in my parents' van and the flat floor of their minivan, which it flattens right out. So yeah, it'll be going piece by piece. We're not disassembling anything. Hey, Orville Nation is here. Hail, PJ. Hail to you. Katie will be joining us soon. I am just waiting for her to jump in. She got caught up, so she will be joining us. Tap and Dice says, make sure you wear your mask during live streams for your safety.
Yes, I told you can catch that stuff through the internet.
Oh, if you could catch stuff through the internet on more than your hard drive, then it would have been more than LimeWire would have just killed more than my hard drive when I was trying to download Snoop Dogg songs in 2001.
Pornhub would have hurt a whole lot of people by now.
LimeWire was bad. It was like you get one song, then the next one, your computer's just dead. It's dead.
Did you guys have FrostWire as well?
Yep.
Good times.
Yep. My sister downloaded that onto my parents' computer.
Oh, I'd say that ended well.
Oh yeah, it was not pretty. It was not pretty. Oh god, Johnny Cage JP7. So you can get COVID through internet gas. Well then, screen time from the new woke warriors. New words are hard, ladies and gentlemen. New woke warriors is in big trouble. Damn, that is the end of Holy Shit News, and it's a record, only 47 minutes for that segment tonight. We're going to jump right on in. Hang on a second. While I get Batwoman queued up, I've got, and Vassy's going to be taking the lead on this one. Let me leave you with some humor before we get into Batwoman. So,
that's just a car.
Oh my.
As a former professional wrestler, I can tell you that's why you never, ever, ever play with fire, kids. Yeah. So here we are on the Batwoman season 2 ratings. You guys know my thoughts on this, but I'm going to toss it over to Vassy, and she's going to kind of take over for here.
So at the start of this season, I joked. I do remember joking we might hit 300k for viewership. I didn't think that was actually going to happen, but as you can see, it's hitting. It's getting closer to the 300 mark. I think that's actually insane. We have YouTube videos with more viewership than a TV show. Like, I actually do think that's insane. And I have been interacting with the fandom of the K Kane on Twitter, and you will be surprised to know the fandom is basically made of LGBTQ plus people, and there are people of color. And Caroline Dries, who holds herself up as this advocate, which I'd say for these people, has blocked most of them. And she and Javicia Leslie has also blocked these people, and these people are their audience, which I find slightly disgusting.
It's weird, isn't it? Like because Caroline Dries, who I'll get you, Caroline Dries. You're gonna block me on Twitter. You're gonna do it. But she yeah. I have goals. We're not worried about getting the channel monetized. We're worried about getting blocked by Caroline Dries right now. That is number one. But no, she's a member of the LGBT community herself, and she's shutting out a very large portion of her own community. In taking her aggressions out on the fan base, basically by just blocking them for no reason.
It's so funny to watch it, and I was actually surprised. I know I've seen Caroline interact with people, but why Javicia Leslie, who is not liked as it is, has and these people aren't being nasty. And I've read the tweets. They're just asking for things, or they're asking when's Kate Kane. And I understand Javicia probably wants to be Batwoman, and she's probably thinking, why am I getting overlooked? But don't block the people who are actually watching your show, which is tanking. Can I just point out, like, you need those people there. And then the other issue I also have is a lot of the people I talk to are actually they are gay, and they were explaining how they have an issue with, and I have some of the tweets here. They were saying, they pointed out, there's the way Alice and Ocean are in the show. So that's obviously a man and a woman. And they pointed out, why do Alice and Ocean get more physical scenes than the women? And I'm also curious to ask Caroline Dries, for someone who's so pro LGBTQ plus, how you seem to be afraid to have interactions between the female characters. So are you curbing your writing for your, even though you're an advocate, as you say, or are you being told you can't put it in? Because if you're getting told you can't put it in, that's not very progressive, CW.
And they tout that. They tout their progressiveness in their shows, The only one that's, sort of remained untouched was Superman and Lois, which I haven't watched the episode from last night. But, and Batwoman is quick to throw that agenda out there. Lola, have you suffered through any of that show yet, or just my reviews?
I watched yours and Hill versus Babyfaces.
I'm a fan of his work too. I am. I do admire his. I couldn't spend 43 minutes reviewing that show. When all in production time, I put about 8 hours into the video from last week. But it's such a love-hate relationship. I myself am rooting for the show to hit sub 300,000 viewers an episode. It's gonna happen.
I know, and I feel so bad for Wallace Day. I honestly do. It's like a sinking ship, and this other thing. I get so irate over this, and it's like I'm not even watching the bloody show. So, do you know when you're tweeting out and you're saying your criticisms, and those people who jump on you,
yep,
and call you names, they will jump on these women who are also LGBTQ plus, who are people of color, and they will call them racist and every other name in the book, and I'd be like, you've no idea who you're speaking to.
It's the intersectionalism though, right? Like, isn't that part of it?
Yeah, and it's always, and it's no offense to Pete, it's always men. It's always men jumping in, going, "You're sexist, you're racist," and all. I was like, you're literally talking to a biracial gay woman. These are these people who are watching it, and they're calling those women every name under the sun for being racist and everything to Ryan Wilder. I was like, they just want Kay Kane. That's all they've asked for is, can we please have the actual Batwoman back? But no, they have to sit and get abused by the Ryan stans. It's a mess of a fandom. I'm glad I'm not in it. I'm glad I'm just sitting on the outskirts of it. But she's tanked her own show, and she's upset her own viewers, the poor viewers that hung in there to this entire lunacy of a TV show. I'm not even going near the writing. I'm not even going. Asylum movies have better writing than Batwoman. There, I said it. Asylum movies have better writing.
Like, I was down with it when they had Ruby Rose as the Batwoman, but like getting rid of her, I was just like, no, I'm not interested.
And she tapped out, and I watched it. I did like Ruby Rose. I was a fan because she's very animal welfare, which I loved about her. And I started watching a few episodes, like, this is absolute shite. But I held in there, and it was just it's very like daytime soap opera, which I think if you have a certain appreciation for that, that's fair enough. But it's a daytime soap opera with a DC skin over it. That's what it is.
So, okay, like, my question is then, what demographic are they trying to target with this?
It's literally the LGBTQ plus, who she's now blocked on Twitter.
I mean, it seems like such a small portion of people that, like, you would think you would want to broaden that out, open it up for more people to come in and watch. And
like,
that's not the way to do it.
If you noticed, you remember in season 1, and she had that line there, Lucius Fox said, oh, the batsuit is perfect, and she goes, yes, and a woman's wearing it. And I was like, dudes, why did you open the season 1 trailer with that? And then it was just downhill, and I knew it was gonna be downhill from there. But they don't have respect. This is my issue. The writing team lacks any sort of talent. And you might say that's a bit harsh, or it's nasty. They don't have any talent. I've written like better. My worst assignment paper would be better than anything they could come up with. There's nothing there, and they got handed this bloody show, and they've tanked it. And then they get mad at the fans for wanting Kay Kane, who is Batwoman. It's not Ryan Wilder. And then they get mad at them, the people who are literally making up this little 300K number.
Oh, the writers for this show is I put 2 of them up on the screen from their Twitter accounts in one of my video, the last video I did about the ratings, the little short. They're not writers, they're activists. You can look at their track record and their body of work. They're activists. You know, these are you can see it in the show. I mean, look at this episode was like every time there was a black person, they were a victim. They were a victim the entire time. It was like, it's like, it's right on the nose, you know? It's like, you can't even nuance this at all and make it like plausible. You just have to be like, well, they're all, at one point, all Sophie, Luke Fox, and Ryan are all in jail at the same time. All 3 main black characters.
It's just nonsense, isn't it? And then, do you notice I brought up before about the how Ryan's just so dismissive about her girlfriend being a drug dealer? I still can't get over that. Like, she's literally causing harm to a poor like demographic, and that's fine. And it's bloody Batwoman. It's who's supposed to be saving the poor demographic and the downtrodden. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. I don't mind. That's fine.
It's almost like they don't know their source material, right?
Oh. I don't think they have a clue.
And they're just coming up with whatever they think is how the world actually is, and it's not. Like, they have this whole fantasy built in their minds of like how people in the LGBTQ community is, and how people in like the black community is, and they try to perpetuate that more and more, and they're not using any of the source material that they're supposed to be writing.
Exactly.
Like, where did it go? We just threw it out the window.
And it's so like, I know this is a different TV show. If anyone have ever watched The Wire and Omar Little, and he was a gay man, like a dark-skinned gay man, and he had a whole character arc, and it was involving crime, and we watched his whole like little journey through what The Wire was, well fleshed out. That was understanding the area, the demographic, the issues going on, who he was not only as a man of colour, but as a gay man. But they can't even write one bloody episode. And I do be sitting there, and I'm like, this is so stupid. The amount of people that get kidnapped in the car parks of police stations is laughable, even by myself.
Oh, in Batwoman?
All the time.
How like it's the Crows headquarters, it's their car park. It's theirs. Like you're telling me there's no security, there's no cameras. There's cameras. They just watch people get kidnapped from there. It's like how does that happen? How do people keep getting in and out of there?
It's like it's not even a B movie, it's like a C.
Oh,
it's like C movie logic.
Yeah. If you want to talk horrible in movies, because you're watching Asylum, if you ever get a chance to watch, it's called Bloody Jack. It is a like E-list horror movie, like to where they acted like the outdoor scenes were at night, but it was like broad daylight. Like it was that bad, and they're running around with flashlights on, and it's this how low budget it was.
Those are the best horror movies, though.
Oh, the CGI blood! It looks like I did it on Filmora 10 that I used to edit. But I'm sorry to derail for a second there, but no, you're talking, so this show, and then they have Kate's Bar, which is now Mary's running it, and it's like they kind of use Mary as like a dangling carrot. It's like, what are they going to do with her sexuality? You know what I mean?
But everyone seems to be gay, and I was like,
right?
The entire cast cannot be gay. No, this is okay. I watched The L World, and I watched Q for Folk, and I watched these shows, and I was like, not the entire cast wasn't bloody gay in either of them shows, and that show was about gay people. I'm like, stop! Not everyone can be together, and stop making all these people bed hop. Like, stop it.
Yeah, like everybody. Everybody's connected just by like who they sleep with on the show, but that's basically the premise of it.
Just wait until they bring in the furries.
Don't you put that evil on me.
It's coming.
They can put Batwoman in like a squirrel suit.
Oh, that's the only thing I'll kink shame is furries.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you there.
You have to kink shame the furries. This show's renewed for season 3 though. That's the thing. It's got a 3rd season guaranteed right now.
Are they cutting Ryan? Like, what is going on? Because Wallace needs her own season. Sorry.
No, trust me, I think she fits the role better. Than Ruby. Ruby was way too skinny.
Tiny.
She was tiny. Like that first episode with her going through the ice, like that. My wife made it through that scene, and she was like, "I don't know how you can watch this."
Neither do we.
I let you watch it, so I don't have to.
That's it. I suffer for everybody else, so they don't have to do it.
Fair.
I'll jump on that grenade.
Taking one for the team.
Yep. It's everybody's got a cross to bear, and apparently Batwoman is mine. The cast isn't terrible. It's the writing that really ruins it. And one of the bright spots for me on the show is honestly Rachel Skarsten. She makes sugar out of shit as far as her dialogue goes, but it's all on her acting and her delivery. And that's one positive I can say about it, honestly.
She's in a trooper, and I feel so sorry for Dougray Scott.
Oh.
And I'd say I hate the way Caroline has done this addiction storyline. I fucking hate it. But I'd say he thought finally something to get my acting chops into, and that's even been a train wreck. Like, he can't even like get anything out of that.
That's why I make so many jokes about him. Like during the show, I was like, the last episode when he was shooting up Snake Bite in his office, I was like, Dougray Scott's probably got like real heroin in there. He's like, just end it now. I can't do another season of this. They keep adding episodes. There's 18 episodes.
And then, like, he's even shooting up in the car park. The bloody car park is in every bloody episode. I was like, do they not have cameras? Like, people just get killed or kidnapped or they're doing drugs and no one sees anything. What is going on?
Well, the one day he's sitting out in the park, just sitting there. I was like, does he not know he could get high? He's a grown man. He could get high at his own house.
It's like, never in his house.
Yeah, he has to like go under the bridge and do it.
Yeah. I'm like, what? Why is he sitting there? Like when he came into Mary's secret underground clinic that nobody knows about, but everybody knows about. That's now legal, as I like to call it. You know, those two attendants bring him in. You know, he overdosed. 2 homeless guys found him in the park. I'm like, does he not have a home? What are you doing?
Well, it just goes to show that they, again, don't know anything that they're talking about when they're writing this stuff.
It's comical. Like I said, the writers are they're bad. They're just horrible. Hang on, let me say hi to the Time Prophet. He said, Shalom, Etep. Sorry, can't stay. Got to get to bed. It's 2:30 a.m. Just came to give you an upvote. Well, thank you, sir. And hello from across the pond, and good evening to you. I was watching one of the Time Prophet's videos the other day. I was like, I just happened across it in my subscriptions. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen one of these in a while. So thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you for the upvote. We appreciate you. We really do. Mackie Sky's here too. He said Therias looked like Dugray after he hit up. Just tell. Oh, yeah. I watched Therias Unlimited's review. I watch his and I watch in addition to mine. I'm like, those videos are just like, at this point, I make this art. Like, that is my goal. I took 435 screenshots to do that video.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll never complain about doing it ever again. You get 8 screenshots out of me. That's about it.
That's how many I use. I know I told my wife that, and she goes, well, is that normal? I'm like, I don't know. I think so.
No.
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 It's only normal for you, Etep.
You know, plus all the GIF clips I use, and you know, it's like I was like, I'm proud of those. I was like, I have to make this, like, I write a script out, you know. My scripts are usually like 3-4 pages for those, depending on how long the video is. So yeah, Mackie Sky, 435 screenshots.
God damn.
Yep.
No offense, Etep, but you might be a little OCD.
Oh, I'm definitely OCD. I'm yes, I am.
But that's how you succeed. So don't let it go.
The people, the really out there people are always really creative, and I'm definitely out there. But so are we still wanting to talk any Batwoman? Does anybody else have anything to add to that one, or?
I got my rant off my chest. I am feeling good.
I mean, we could just let Vassy rant for a while. I could sit here and listen to her accent. Like,
yep.
Oh, I'm trying to pronunciate. Oh my god, it's so funny because I get real paranoid if I talk too fast. Because when Dublin people talk, these sentences collide and it's just a mash. And I'm trying to like pronounce my T's, and then one of my friends said I sound like I'm Conor McGregor trying to talk posh, and I was like, don't ever say that to me again. Now I'm paranoid. I'm more paranoid than I was with the last thing.
I think she's doing good. So
I know.
I'm understandable. It's great.
She probably thinks we sound funny.
I love your guys' accents. I love when I'm on like channels and I hear everyone's accent. I'm trying to like understand the differences of the state accents. It's great.
Well, it's so funny because we have 3 different accents going here. Like, I'm from the South, so I've got like this like strong southern drawl.
Yep.
Where Etep's got more of like that Detroit hood sound to him. and then Vassy's over here with her Irish drawl, and it's like, okay.
Nice blend.
It is. Yeah. It works. It works well.
It's like ASMR.
Oh. Yeah, I use that when the wife and kid go away. That's how I fall asleep. That NyQuil. It's NyQuil. It's not just for colds anymore. Yeah.
Sleepy time.
You take a nice glass of Cabernet and wash it down with a nice, two tablespoons of NyQuil, you're good to go. That's bedtime within a half hour. One episode of Family Guy, 22 minutes, asleep.
2 tablespoons.
Is that too much?
What you doing?
It helps me sleep.
You just take and chug that shit.
Yeah. Kids, don't chug cough syrup, kids.
No.
Do I need to denounce white supremacy for that? I don't even
Probably.
know. Was that the kids are doing? Was it lean? I think it's called lean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's lean. That's
where they were mixing codeine and.
Yep, I just said what the kids are doing. Oh my god. Well, we're gonna bounce out to these commercial breaks, and we'll be right back with our next topic.
Oh shit!
Those are the best. Those are the best. That's shout out to Tony for making that one. So here we are, Demi Lovato. A month after attempting to cancel a yogurt shop, Demi Lovato now claims to be non-binary. I'll just let you ladies start out on this. Your thoughts before we get into the article.
I actually spoke with Lola, but just in brief about the actual what she did in the yogurt shop.
Yeah.
And I just studied addiction studies, and I find it egregious. She thought it was okay to, first of all, lie by saying eating disorders were the second most deadliest addiction disorder after opioids, which is false. It's fourth, it's fifth. Sorry, I checked it myself. It's fifth. And I particularly don't like how it was weaponizing her audience to attack a small business for something. She basically used her disorder to attack a small business. And I just found that disgusting. And this is, I've studied addiction disorder. I have a complete understanding. I have a complete sympathy with it, but I can't condone that behavior.
Yeah.
I haven't, is it like the more clout and money these people get, the dumber they get, or
the entitlement?
Yeah,
it's the sheer entitlement.
Like, she does realize that she can walk by the cookies and stuff and not buy them, right? Not even look at them.
Right? That's self-control.
Like, if you're gonna go into the store, first off, you're going in there to get ice cream anyway. So, like, complaining about cookies and other stuff being on display just seems kind of stupid. But at the same time, it's like Vassy was saying, she brought up the eating disorder. Like, that takes away from people that actually, you know what I mean? It takes away the validity away from people who actually battle those things.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And it actually hurts people because it like, seeing this kind of stuff doesn't make people want to go get the help that they need.
Exactly. And it's like, obviously we have alcohol is sold in every store, but like the eating disorder is a very specific disorder, and like it is classed as an addiction, But like, is she going to go into supermarkets now and start World War III because there's food everywhere? Like, it honestly doesn't make sense. And the entitlement that bothers me is we have people who are diabetic. They need sugar-free stuff.
Right.
Why should they be cut off? I mean, because you have decided that because you suffer from an eating disorder, you should be facilitated.
It's you said it. It's entitlement. It is an absolute sense of entitlement from somebody who lives, you know, in a circle of what I'm sure is akin to just sycophants who tell her what she wants to hear, and you know, tell her that, you know, yeah, everything you're doing is perfectly normal, you know, and yeah, you know, yeah, that's right. Go ahead and say that. That's right. You know, nobody tells her. Does this look like a kind of person that anybody's told them, hey, you might need help, you know? No, she's very weird. She has gotten weirder the older she's gotten. And this is a child actor thing, I think. It speaks to a larger problem because of what these kids put themselves through at such an early age, the parents put them through, and what it does to their developmental years.
Exactly.
Well, it's like you said, she's probably someone that's never been told no. And she thought if she were, you know, threw a big fit and got all this attention on it, then this store would come out, apologize, and then they would cater to her and her wants and needs.
Yep.
Because the world revolves around her. And in reality, that's not how it works. That's not, you know, the world does not revolve around this one person.
She thinks it does, you know, and that's the problem with these people, these, you know, these Hollywood types. You know, and she's like largely, I honestly think this entire thing is just a ploy for attention and trying to, you know, make herself relevant, because this whole, you know, non-binary thing, now it's been around for a long time, but it was never made public. It is public and outwardly, you know, in the zeitgeist as it is in recent years, you know, probably the last like what, 6-8 years. I would say, like, you know, mainstream awareness, you know. Mm-hmm. And I just see this as just a cry for attention. I really do.
But is she coming out as non-binary now because of all the heat she got for the yogurt shop fiasco?
It could be.
I mean, it's just like a trendy thing to do now.
Yep.
It's like to save face, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I think she's, like you said, I think it's basically been weaponized at this point by her, so.
I'd hope not. Like, it's there's so much issues going on in the LGBTQ plus, and I just hope it's not like a piece of clothing you can put on and then discard. Like, it's a very serious thing, and if this is what's happening, please don't. It's not a fad. Please stick with this choice. It's belittling for those who are suffering and being ridiculed as it is. It's not. I hate the celebrities. Just please make sure this is a genuine decision, Demi.
Yeah, she's well, I mean, like I said, it's what better way to take the heat off yourself. Update: Caroline Dries has not blocked me yet.
Damn it!
I know. I was hoping we could do it in real time, but no, she has not blocked me yet. This is from John F. Trent. Let's see. Demi Lovato recently posted a video where the actor claims to be non-binary and instructs people to now use they, them. And that is so weird. And I'm sorry that the haircut is I can't even take her seriously with that haircut. She looks like George Clooney in like 1997.
It's a strange haircut.
It's like the Caesar went out like when I was in high school.
Is that what that haircut's called?
I think so.
Reminds me of Genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Genuine. Heard that.
She's just singing Pony.
But yeah, like I expect her to stand up and start like busting out My Pony.
Oh, the video comes a month after Lovato attempted to cancel a yogurt shop, The Big Chill in Los Angeles, because the actor was upset. What the? No. Stupid commercial. Or was I the only one that could hear that?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything, yeah.
Oh my God! Wow. Well, that's embarrassing.
I thought you were like, no, when you were reading the walk past tons of sugar-free cookies. I was like, yeah, she literally freaked out over sugar-free cookies.
The ad started playing, the sound started playing in my ear, and it freaked me out. California, because the actor was upset that she had to walk past tons of sugar-free cookies and other diet foods before you get to the counter. Oh, can you imagine suffering such injustices and outrageous slings and arrows as walking by sugar-free cookies on your way to the counter?
Like I said, you're in the yogurt shop to get yogurt, and you're gonna flip out over cookies? Really?
It's so bizarre. And like people go to the store and have to walk past beer, or people have to go to the pharmacy and walk past all these different medications. But because they had to walk past food, it was suddenly an issue. Entitlement.
Yep. It is. It's horrible. And it's just perpetuated. Nobody tells these people no. That's why they do the things they do.
Well, look, it's like this. If you know that you have an eating disorder, right? Why even step into it? Why even go into the shop?
True.
That's like an alcoholic going into the liquor store.
Yep. That's one of those, oh, I'll just have one. And it's like, well, you can't really just have one. That's, so you probably shouldn't have any. And yep, that's exact.
I mean, so her self-control issues are on her. It's not on the shop.
Exactly. She went on to claim the shop was using harmful messaging and labeled them #diet culture vultures. The Big Chill did not take Lovato's attack lying down. They responded, "We cater to all of our customers' needs for the past 36 years. We are sorry you found this offensive. We carry items for diabetics, celiac disease, vegan, and of course have many indulgent items as well." She's got those dead eyes.
Oh, wow.
Looks like she could lay off the yogurt for a little while and be okay.
She has dead eyes. Lola Steven would probably love her. Those dead eyes. There's nothing behind those. It looks like our governor.
That face there is creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's like a creepy fucking face. Like she looks like she's mentally ill.
One of the lizard people.
Yes.
It's like the show V.
Oh, remember V?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that's a good show.
I'm gonna be doing a review on that soon for the channel.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Oh God, even the reboot was fun. I'm not gonna lie. Lovato would then go on the attack, stating, "Your service was terrible." She continued, "The whole thing was triggering and awful. You can carry things for other people while also carrying another percentage of your customers who struggle daily to just even step foot in your store. Why don't you go somewhere else then?"
If you're struggling to step foot in that store, maybe you shouldn't step your foot in that store.
Right?
I promise you that store is not going. That shop is not going to suffer with you not having your money.
Yep.
Because there's going to be other people that are going there and be just fine.
Oh yeah, this is just ugh. It's ridiculous.
It's very cringy to me to hear. Oh, like these people, right? They get triggered by the weirdest shit, like a sugar-free cookie. Oh my God. I can't imagine going into a store and getting triggered by a cookie.
Right?
Unless somebody's like throwing the cookie at my face.
I mean, if I catch it and I look at them and it'd be like, "Did you wash your hands?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm eating this cookie. Thank you for throwing me this delicious cookie. I'm not going to ask your intentions, but please don't throw another one unless you tell me first." And then I'll probably eat that delicious cookie too.
I mean, like, if somebody's going to throw it at my face, then yeah, I'm probably going to be a little perturbed.
They better throw some ice cream too.
All the snacks.
All the snacks.
It's just, it's bizarre and it's cringy, and this is not the way real people live.
No. No, it's It is. It's very weird. It's just odd behavior to try to make yourself the center of a controversy that's non-existent to begin with over some manufactured outrage because you are just basically unhinged mentally. That's what the entire situation boils down to.
With all the stuff going on in the current day and crying over cookies, of all the things, must be nice being a celebrity, not having to worry about things, isn't it?
Well, I mean, did she not ever visit Grandma's kitchen? I mean,
I don't think so.
I had a grandmother that baked, and every
Me
time you
too.
went over, there was cookies and cakes and everything else. So,
Yep.
she would have flipped out if she'd went to my grandma's.
Yeah, that's like my grandma. Yeah, that was she always. Oh man, I miss her cooking. Yeah, that was she always made. Oh God, she made these big those chunk chocolate chip cookies for me. Oh
Nice.
yeah, they were that and peanut butter cookies because those are my favorites. Yeah, now I'm hungry, right?
Yeah, me too. just getting
my
snacks at 3 in the morning.
A spice cake.
I think I had a bowl of macaroni and cheese. Literally, me and the wife were neither of us felt like cooking because we were packing for the weekend, and it was we'll just make macaroni and cheese. I just put the boy to bed. I'm like, it'll take 5 minutes. Screw it. We're gonna eat like we're 5 years old today.
Nothing wrong with that. You're grown-ups. You can do that.
Right? I told Trey that. He asked me, I was eating some chips and salsa while I was cooking dinner there, and he goes, "Why are you eating while you're cooking dinner, Dad? That's not fair." I'm like, well, once you're an adult, you can ruin your appetite because there's another one right around the corner, son.
Yeah.
It's called fourth meal. Fourth meal, buddy.
Right? He's due to wake up here pretty soon. Let's see. The actor added, "You can find a way to provide an environment for all people with different needs, including eating disorders, one of the deadliest mental illnesses, only second to opioid overdoses. Don't make excuses, just do better."
She is wrong because I fact checked that.
What a what is
What a waste of space and energy and just oxygen.
Yeah, what you're gonna lie about addictions, that's a huge it's not normal behavior. This is not a
And is she saying an eating disorder is an addiction?
Yeah, it's classed as an addiction now.
Okay. Must be the new DSM.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's not the second. It's not nearly close as what substance abuse ones are.
Yeah, they changed that DSM when the wind blows now though.
Pretty much.
My favorite is oppositional defiant disorder. I don't like to be told what to do. Well, welcome to real life.
Welcome to adulthood, man.
Yeah, there's always going to be someone telling you what to do. These people can't handle stuff like that, though.
Unless you're a stay-at-home parent.
I've been that for a few years until this year.
And you still have someone telling you what to do.
Yep, because especially since when the wife started working from home, she'd be yelling at me out of the office.
Mine are tiny people. My bosses are tiny.
Oh, my boss is tiny too. She's 5 foot tall. I'm 6'3". I'm terrified of her. Instead, at one point, I was 6'3", 245 pounds. I was a professional wrestler. I was terrified of her. She's 5 foot tall. Scared the shit out of me. I know what you went through giving birth to that child. I'm like, that's what terrifies me, is what you can go through and what you're going to do to me. Here's a great quote from Demi. "Living in the fourth dimension means existing consciously in both time and space. But for me, it means having conversations that transcend the typical discourse. I want to take this moment to share something very personal with you." Wow.
What?
Did she get that from L. Ron Hubbard? Is that some Dianetic shit?
Living in the fourth dimension. What?
Right?
What?
That's pretty much, that's my reaction.
That's just the stupidest thing I've heard in a really long time. One of the stupidest things, I'll say.
Yeah. Well, just wait. Somebody will surprise you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Just take a stroll around Twitter for 5 minutes and boom, there it is. You know, it's like how many times in a day can you say that's the dumbest thing I've read all day? So
it's like, here, hold my beer.
Twitter definitely gives you a lot of those type moments. Let's see here. Yeah, that I don't know. What are you supposed to do with these people? What are you supposed to do with them? Where's this tweet? Here it is right here. And update. She still hasn't blocked me. Never mind.
You're still looking. You're like,
you can get this done.
I was going to check because, like I said, I tweeted at her, you know, on her thread. She's congratulating everyone for the episode last night on Sunday. They finished shooting season 2, so they're still shooting these episodes now.
Oh, really?
That's how they ended up with more. There was only supposed to be 13 episodes. We're on overtime, girl. We get 18 of these.
So they kept making episodes even though the viewing is crashing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice.
That's why they have a third season.
Yep.
Because they keep making the episodes.
They're like, we've already got season 3 in the can.
It comes on CW, right?
Oh yeah, it's on CW.
Like CW is like one of the worst channels ever.
It's where everything goes to die.
Pretty much.
Did they just have Supernatural? That was the one big show they had, was it? Okay.
Yes.
Well, back in the day, they had like Dawson's Creek and like
I
Buffy.
wanna be anything other than.
And they had Buffy for a while.
Keely Chow. What channel was Buffy on? Tell us. He's a huge Buffy. Like he's got this. Batwoman, the cancer that keeps giving. Oh, dude.
But they had like teeny bop shows, right?
Yeah.
Like back in the day when I was like a teenager.
He says,
and then their shows just got more and more cringy.
Yep. Brutal Morningwood. 5 episodes left, 1 for each viewer left.
Oh.
It's one for each brain cell I have left.
They had Smallville.
Yeah, Smallville was on there too.
And Smallville was good.
Oh, Keely Chow said Buffy was on the WB and UPN.
Okay.
See, I used to watch SmackDown on UPN back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. No, I just the CW. Well, they've got that new Walker reboot too with Jared Padalecki from Supernatural, and I think that's the only thing that's keeping that show afloat.
It's so bad. I watched an episode of it. It's
I watched the first one.
It's CW, isn't it?
Oh, it's feelings. It's all about feelings and feelings, and you know, it's girl power and feelings, and you know, the guys there and feelings, and yeah.
So basically it's like Dawson Creek meets superheroes.
Yep.
God, kill me now.
It's such. The episode I watched, this sums it up as well. There was a group of kids, and it was mostly young ladies, and they're playing soccer, and these white men with tattoos and like looking like very alpha men came and started harassing them, and then it got nonsensical because then guns got taken out, and then Walker had to arrive, and then there was a shootout, and I was like, this is so unrealistic. Like, these 40-year-old men just ran up to hit on the 15-year-old. It was so bad. And then I was like, of course there'd be a gun shoot. Why would there not be a gun shoot in the middle of a football pitch?
So it was basically like an episode To Catch a Predator with a shootout involved in it.
Yeah, and then one guy was like, stop harassing the ladies. I was like, she is a 15-year-old child. Calm down with the ladies, first of all. But it was so stupid. The other thing was they penned the kids in like their like Jeeps, like what I think is like American truck, the big like hunk of steel, like the stereotypical thing. Of course, they were all driving them. It was such the stereotypical white man thing. I was like, who wrote this? Who wrote this? I'm not watching this anymore.
I'm offended as someone who drives a truck. I'm just kidding.
You should be. I knew they were all going to be white. I knew they would all have short hair. I knew they all would have trucks, and I was right. Yeah.
Like, just like their idea of what a straight white male is just fascinating.
Yep.
All around.
It's hilarious because especially like the cops, like in to go back to like Batwoman for a second, this last episode where the police come in, the GCPD comes into the bar, what I usually call it Lesbos. I have to in my reviews, I have to use the Mr. Garrison clip. But no, it's Ryan's, well, I almost said Ryan's bar. It's Kate's bar that Mary runs, that Ryan manages now because Mary's like, you can just be the manager, here you go. And when they got arrested during that benefit with Ryan's, they have her girlfriend, which they just threw her in. They're like, hey, let's make this chick her girlfriend now. Why not? She's here. Remember her from 3 episodes ago? She had one line. Here, Ryan's been sleeping with her. And it's like, she sure forgot about the love of her life pretty quick. Angelique Thief. And they can't sandwich her and Sophie together yet. So they're like, here, throw this other chick in there.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like, yeah, there's no, so it's like they just paint their relationships as just like whatever, devil may care, nobody cares, just everybody sleeping with everybody. It's like the 1960s. It's like Haight-Ashbury up in here.
They don't. There's a show I watched called Mythic Quest on Apple TV, and it was 2 women got in a relationship on the show, and it was beautifully written. And I was like, this is why, if it's well written, nobody cares. They were established characters. We watched them come together. It was lovely. Everyone's diverse. It was great. And I was like, no one had a problem with it because it was written well. See?
Well, that's like going back to your example of Omar Little from The Wire, right? Like, yeah, Omar was gay, but it wasn't the primary reason Omar was a character in that show.
Yeah.
Like, he was the guy that came in and was like robbing the drug dealers. Like, he was like the hood Robin Hood.
Yeah.
If you will. So, like, his sexuality, yeah, it was there, but it wasn't like the primary focus. It wasn't shoved in your face.
Yeah.
All the time. Like, that's what they do though now, is like they center the storyline around the sexuality instead of making the sexuality just part of the story.
Yeah, and like people just want to be accepted. That's not like everyone in what would be like marginalized groups. They just want to be with everyone and be included. But now who they are is being used to promote media or products, and I don't think that's right. And then of course then people get upset and it's the forced diversity, and it's like now those groups are feeling more marginalized because who they are being used by these stupid giant companies to push products, and I don't think it's fair.
But it's another tactic that's used in order to divide and conquer, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, like, it just divides them out more from the rest of us and makes, they're trying to get it to where you're looking at the people and that's all you see. You don't see that they have personality. You don't see that they're, people with ambitions and dreams and everything else. You just say, oh, well, that's a gay man, or that's a lesbian, or that's a furry.
Exactly.
Damn you and your furries. You thought I wasn't paying attention.
Had to throw it in there for you.
But I'm probably like the biggest lefty in the group. But I will keep pointing out the demonization of young white men has been hugely damaging. And I am a humanist, first of all, and I support everybody, no matter who you are. I have your back. I think, like, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter who you are. I have you. But I keep pointing out this demonization of, like, men. It's not healthy. It is causing mental health issues. And you are creating a generation of men who don't know how to be men because you keep telling them everything they do and say, and even breathing is wrong. And it's slightly terrifying.
We basically demasculated men to the point that they now want to be women. So,
and that's why I'm glad I work in a school. Because I get to, I work with, I actually got I got the rest of the year as PE teacher, 1 day a week now. I got to fill in, because one of the other teachers is going to be off. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, and that's what I do is I teach gym, and I treat these kids like I was treated in the 80s growing up. I mean, everybody's equal, hell, I always let the girls be captains when they play like team sports, and the boys get mad. I'm like, you guys don't realize this. They're better athletes than you. And they look at me. I'm like, yeah, you're too young to understand yet. I'm like, they're tougher than you. Trust me. And yeah, I try. I do. I'm not just saying that. I do. That's things that I do. But it's like, I also, I let them, I let them handle their own things. I let the boys, hey, it's like if they're these, you 8th grade boys, they're, 13 years old, 12, 13 years old, they're young bulls, one of them's got to establish himself as alpha, but they know not to step out of line. It's a very, you got to let boys figure out how to be men, but you got to guide them too. You need to provide guidance. And especially as a father with a son, it's like, my son is 5 years old. He knows to open doors and pull out chairs. And you have people now telling him that's sexist. It's like, that's being a gentleman. That's respecting a female. And that's how I was raised in a house with 3 women. And I laugh when people call me a misogynist. I'm like, most of y'all don't know. I married a woman who will always make more money than me, and I'm perfectly secure with that. I'm fine. It's like, and she knows exactly who she married. She knows I'm a bull. I'm an alpha. I was a professional wrestler. I was a bodybuilder, and that's who. But I know, just you treat people with respect, and that's the bottom line. I hate to see it. Yeah, attacks on men like that. And I'm not just saying because it's men, because I think women, I laugh when these modern intersectional feminists, women are so downtrodden. It's like, are you though? There's countries where you can't even speak your mind if you're a female, you have to wear the face coverings and stuff. No, I'm not talking about masks. You're still considered property. It's like, is the U.S. really, do you really have it that bad here?
See, women that complain about how bad they have it here in the U.S., they obviously have never been to like third world countries.
Yeah,
where women are actually oppressed.
Yep.
And they don't know the power that they do have. So
it's either that or they're so entitled they're just bored.
Yeah, they're just ugly and they can't get laid. So I mean,
oh God.
Female incels. So.
Yeah, female incels.
That's a thing. I just discovered that. Discovered that. Yes, it's a thing.
Yes, it's true. It's usually like your 400-pound like weird haircut.
Yep, the side shave.
Yeah, they've got like the weird flappy arms and like they just run their mouth nonstop. That's your female incel.
Oh, I got called. I basically he didn't say it, but he tried to be slick with it. He tried to call me an incel. He goes, "You're probably single and don't have a life and can't even pick up a woman." I'm like, "Bro, I've been married for 10 years," and I'm like, looking at you, yeah, you don't need to be judging, homie. I'm like, I was like, I'm all kinds of sexy over here, bro. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, I'm a legend in my own mind. I mean, come on. All it is.
Like, I find it amazing what women, like feminists, quote, feminists, like to sit around and yell about and cry about. Like here in the U.S., they want to cry. Like Demi Lovato there talking about her pronouns, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's send her over to the Middle East where, women are being stoned because a man looks at them wrong.
Yep. And then a woman gets blamed for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's send them to, like, South Africa where they still do, what is it? Female circumcision.
Yeah.
You know. Like, don't sit over here and talk to me about your first world problems and whine and cry about your, quote, oppression when you have, like, the best life in the world over here.
It is. It's. I mean, and I know. Trust me. Like I said, growing up around women, I understand. It's a different set of problems, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, the playing field is pretty equal. It is. So, I mean, okay, so I can speak to this from when I was 21. I was going to be a Michigan State trooper, a police officer, and I was taking the entrance exam, and my recruiter, who was my dad's best friend, I was going into the motor carrier division, so I was going to do commercial vehicle enforcement, and he told me, he goes, you need to score a 98 to a 99% on your test. He goes, as a white male, and I'm like. Now, this is in 2000. And I'm like, what? And he goes, say if you were a black woman, you need to score about a 70 to 72. He goes, a black guy needs to score about 75, 76. White woman needs to score, 80 to 85. He goes, but yeah, you got to be up in like the 90s, 99, 98. He goes, and he's breaking it down for me by ethnicity. What each person had to get, and I'm like, holy mother of God, and I got to shoot on the pistol range, Detroit police, because my dad's a retired Detroit cop, with a recruit class when I was like 16. Now, mind you, at this point, I've been shooting a pistol since I was about 8, and I'm watching some of these troopers, the black female troopers, and they'd shoot, and the gun would go straight up in the air because of the recoil, and I'm like, that scared the bejesus out of me. As a 16-year-old kid, I'm like, oh my God, she cannot handle that pistol. But because it was basically, the score on the test, that's how they got in.
Aren't they? There's different times and stuff as well for the army. The women get more time and less push-ups and stuff like this, isn't there?
I think so, yeah. As far as I remember, for like military PT, because like I've had a lot of my friends. I'm not a vet. My dad was in Vietnam. That's another that's a generation ago now. But yeah, I think the early requirements for like men and women were different. And that's when I laugh. Like, was it that SEAL movie with what's her name? The serial killer thumbed girl, Megan Fox. Megan Fox. She's got the serial killer thumb. She was like the lead of like that SEAL team. I'm like, see, a woman like Gina Carano, I can believe it. She looks like, there's certain female, like Michelle Rodriguez, I can believe it. I couldn't buy it with Megan Fox. I'm like, you're too cute to like, I'm like,
she looks too prissy.
Yeah, she's too skinny. It's like, you need some meat on you.
Too like, oh my God, I broke a nail.
Yep. I'm like, you're way too. She's like, it was like the little girl in Terminator, Dark Fate, Danny Ramos with the machine gun. I was just like, I'm not buying it. You know what I mean?
I can see that. Like, I couldn't buy that either.
Yeah, that movie, that's another story altogether. And that's another actress, Grace, what's her name? That played the Terminator. No, I'm sorry. Mackenzie Davis.
Yeah, yes.
I actually like her. I think she's talented. I think she's a beautiful woman. I just think she has a horrible agent and takes terrible roles. And that's gonna hurt her career. It is. She's not bad. She was good in, was it Blade Runner 2049? She was in that. But she was in that movie The Turning, and there was like no ending to that. It just like stopped.
Maybe check this one out.
Yeah, that's one for you to review. The Turning.
Oh, is it as good as an asylum movie?
It's close.
Oh.
It's in there. It's in there.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, you had my interest. Now you have my attention. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I don't know. Some of the roles, like I said, I would like to see them use Wallace Day as actual Kate Kane. She's 5'9". She could play. She looks like she has more of a superhero-esque. Like I don't know like how much of the stunt she's doing, but I like her presentation of the character. So that's one thing. Like I said, I do like Rachel Skarsten's acting because she's just plays that role like perfect, because she's just like, I'm just gonna go crazy because the show's garbage and I know it, but
she's just chewing the scenery the whole time.
She does.
Like they don't research the characters before they cast them.
No,
they don't know.
I mean, look at Red Sonja, right? Like the casting they've done for her.
Yep.
I mean, that's just shit all around. Like,
and I feel bad because it's not the actress's fault, you know.
No,
it's not her fault. It's just like, but it's a thing though. It's like every redheaded character, you know, has just gotten like wiped away. Now there's the rumors, which I don't buy it, about Brie Larson as Mara Jade.
I mean, I could go on a rant about the redheaded characters being canceled.
Oh, they do.
Like, as a redhead myself, I'm just like, what the hell are we doing? I need representation here. I'm kidding.
They can't. I know. They do. They get rid of, like, they will race swap a redhead character like that. I mean, look at MJ in Spider-Man. And that's, like I said, no slight to Zendaya, because she's a beautiful, talented actress. She was awesome in The Greatest Showman, which is, I like musicals. I'm not afraid to admit it.
But so do I.
I got that one. Actually, that was referred to me by my old co-host Monica. Was like, you have to watch The Greatest Showman. I'm like, all right, because you know we're huge, like both huge Hugh Jackman fans. She goes, you've never seen it? I was like, no. And I watched it, and I was like, well, she was more into musicals than I was. But like I said, I liked it. It was great. Hey, Parrot Head, hail to you, sir. I know it's got to be getting late for you, Vassy. I think we can just about we can wrap this one up. Katie, just to kind of let you guys know what happened. She is in the middle of a very busy time at her work. If y'all know, she's a meteorologist, and they're in the middle of sweeps. So she's very busy, and she apologized, but I told her there's no need to apologize. Your job and your career come first before my live stream. So, but I said it's no worries. We'll bring all three of you back on, and we'll do this again if you two ladies want to.
Awesome.
I had fun. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. So we'll go ahead, and I'll toss to you first, Lola, because you're working on a channel.
I've actually started up my channel. It's Lola Meatz on YouTube, and you can find me on Twitter at Snowballing2020. And yeah, that's about it.
Well,
I'm
thank you.
up there promoting comics. I'm more into Comicsgate than I am the Phantom Menace part, but I travel all around. So,
well, thank you for joining us this evening. I appreciate it, Miss.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Let me acknowledge real quick. Tina Bojan, The Greatest Showman is the closest thing to perfection in the movie musical genre. It was great. What's up, Angeles Draven? That, like I said, Hugh Jackman, so talented. It was wonderful in that. The cast, yeah, it was on point. Gave me a lot more respect for Zac Efron too. I'm not going to go off on a tangent about The Greatest Showman. Let me toss it over to Miss Vassy Reviews. Thank you for staying up so late for us, or early, I should say.
I've had 2 coffees and a Monster. I'm not going to go asleep anytime soon. I'll just stay up for 24 hours. Anyway, my channel is Vassy Reviews here on YouTube, and you can also find me on Twitter talking absolute bloody nonsense over there as well at Miss_Vassy, and I review terrible movies and good movies. So, selection.
Well, thank you for joining us. I always appreciate having you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're
welcome. I will say good night and good morning at the same time.
Well, thank you, ladies, for joining us, and we look forward to doing this again very soon. I'll acknowledge the chat. You guys, Cavatenio Calvaryman Che says, subscribe to both ladies with great voices. And then
Thank you.
Glinzer says, Hollywood would make a show called Redheads without redheads. Yeah, I shared a meme about that on Facebook. It was a picture of a bunch of redheads, and it said, real life, and then it said Netflix adaptation. They were all black. But I'll see myself out on that one. But thank you for joining us, everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys. We're up to 675 subscribers as we hit that crawl. We need to get another big burst here coming up, though. So I'm going to be working on some heat rocks behind the scenes for you guys. Tomorrow you can catch me right here in the morning. I'm going to do the morning show tomorrow before work from 9 to 10:30. Catch me for your morning drive. You'll get a daily short tomorrow. I'll be on Orville Nation at 5:30 with PJ and the gang talking about episode 5, I think, of season 1, Priya. That was the episode with Charlize Theron, so yay. Friday you'll have a video coming out from me, and then I'm out of town all weekend. I'll try to get you. I'm going to work on a Galaxy High review before I go out of town. Try to get that so I can release that on Saturday, and at least one more short video for Sunday, and then you get. There'll be something else Monday because no Batwoman, but episode 153 of the podcast will be live. I'm Itepwakuian of The Place to Hear. I'll go on camera. I haven't been on camera much tonight. I am Itepwakuian of The Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all yous. And remember, if I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one. Star-Lord, you toxic white male son of a bitch. Why don't you take us home?
Boom!